Would you like to go out with me? Do you know how to say that in Dutch? So let's say you want your Dutch neighbor or Dutch coworker to come along and join you for a drink, a coffee, or a beer. Do you know how to do that in Dutch? I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna show you how to do that in Dutch. I will guide you through it with my ABCD strategy. We're gonna focus on understanding first, and at the end of this video, I'm gonna help you speak. Let's start. We're going to focus on understanding the language first. Understanding means focusing on reading skills and listening skills. I have 2 clips for you. Don't forget to turn on your subtitles and try to understand the context. Hallo.
Hoi, hoe gaat het?
Goed, en met jou?
Ook goed.
Zullen we vanavond naar een restaurant gaan?
Goed idee.
Hoe laat zullen we afspreken?
Om 7 uur?
Oké, dat is goed.
Tot vanavond.
Hoi, hoe gaat het?
Het gaat wel. En met jou?
Prima. Ga je mee naar het café?
Gezellig.
Leuk. In the previous clips, you saw the daily Dutch situation. You immerse yourself, you absorb the language. That was phase A. It's time for phase B, building blocks. I'm gonna divide all of this into small blocks, basically all the tools you need in order to speak Dutch in this daily Dutch situation. For this speaking goal, making plans, we have 4 main building blocks: useful phrases, niet, telling time, and the pronunciation of uur. Together, these building blocks form a good foundation so that you will speak Dutch confidently. And we're going to focus on 2 building blocks in this video. We're going to focus on useful phrases and the pronunciation of uur. I'm not going to dive into niet and telling time. I will do that in a different video. Let's start with the building block useful phrases. There are basically 2 phrases that you need to memorize when you want to ask someone out for a drink, a beer, a coffee, or even food. You saw those 2 phrases in the animated clips as well. The 2 phrases are ga je mee and zullen we. So what do they mean? Ga je mee means do you want to come along? Do you want to join me? And zullen we means shall we? So both phrases are used when you want to propose or suggest an activity. And how do we use them? So let's take a look at the grammar. Ga je mee is a construction that needs an infinitive or naar plus location. For instance, koffie drinken. Ga je mee koffie drinken? Uit eten. Ga je mee uit eten? Those are 2 infinitives. Or use naar plus location. Naar het café. Ga je mee naar het café? Naar de bioscoop. Ga je mee naar de bioscoop? An alternative is the zullen we construction. This construction needs an infinitive. Zullen we koffie drinken? Koffie drinken is an infinitive. Or zullen we naar het restaurant gaan? And gaan is the infinitive here. You see that we also use naar, but we cannot leave gaan out. Zullen we naar een restaurant? That one is incorrect. And what if that cute coworker asks you out for a drink? How to respond? Let's take a look. If you want a positive response, you can say leuk, gezellig, goed idee. Those 3 are positive. Leuk means nice, fun. Gezellig, that one doesn't have an actual translation, but it has the same meaning as leuk. Goed idee, good idea. Those 3 are positive. You can also say prima, which is also positive, but it's slightly less enthusiastic. And then, if you cannot make it, if you're not available, if you don't have the time, you can say nee, ik kan niet. I cannot. Nee, ik kan niet. Or, if you don't want to, if you don't feel like it, You can say nee. Ik heb geen zin. Ik heb geen zin. Dutchies are pretty straightforward. They would tell you if they don't feel like it. Dutchies love to schedule things, so I will show you how to include a time in this conversation. Wanneer? Vanavond, morgen, donderdagavond. So when someone says, ga je mee uit eten? And you want to know when, you can say wanneer, which means when, or you can suggest a day like vanavond, this evening, morgen, tomorrow, donderdagavond, Thursday evening. And if you want to be more specific and know what time, you can say hoe laat, at what time, om 7 uur, at 7 o'clock. Or you can say hoe laat kun je, at what time are you available? Or hoe laat zullen we afspreken, at what time should we meet? There's one more building block that I wanted to mention. It's something that a lot of Dutch learners struggle with, maybe you too. It's the pronunciation of u in words like uur. The u is not the same as the oe sound. The oe sound is a different sound that we want to avoid when pronouncing uur. How to make the u sound? The u sound starts with the I sound. I as in fiets, for instance. The U sound is basically an I sound, but then with rounded lips. Do it with me. Start with the I sound, as in fiets. I, I. Make it a little bit longer. I, I, I. Do it with me, I know it sounds silly. The I starts with like a wide position of the lips, right? I, I, I. What we need to do to transform this I into an U sound, we need to change the position of the lips from wide to more rounded. I-u, I-u, I-u. So you can see I'm not doing anything different except the lips from wide to more rounded. I-u, 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 I-u. Yeah, I kind of sound like an ambulance there, but you get it, right? So the U sound from uur is basically an I, but then with rounded lips. I-u, u, uur. So next time when somebody says, ga je mee naar het café? And you want to suggest at 8 p.m., you now know how to pronounce uur. Om 8 uur, we worked on Phase B, the building blocks, and now it's time for Phase C, Consolidation. And in this phase, we're going to create a speaking template. Let's do that together. You can create your own speaking template for any situation or any goal. What you need is your building blocks, and you need to visualize yourself in a situation. So try to think ahead, try to think of things that the other person is going to say to you. You're going to prep yourself for the situation. Of course, you cannot predict the whole situation, but thinking ahead is going to help you when you're going to speak Dutch in public. Let me help you. Here are 2 examples of a speaking template. As you can see, we used the sentences from the building blocks to create this speaking template. Zullen we vanavond naar de bioscoop gaan? Ja, leuk. Hoe laat begint de film? Om 6 uur. Oh, ik kan niet om 6 uur. Wat jammer. So in this case, your coworker suggests an activity, going to the cinema. You're like, I'm in, but at what time does the movie start? And he's like, om 6 uur. Oh, you're not available. Oh, ik kan niet om 6 uur. Wat jammer. Too bad. Or take a look at this speaking template. Ga je mee naar het café? Ja, leuk. Hoe laat? Om 7 uur? Ja, dat is goed. Tot vanavond. Doei! Once you've created your speaking template by putting all the building blocks together so that it forms a dialogue, it's time to practice. You are now ready for the final phase because we did A, absorb, We did B, building blocks, and C, consolidation, the speaking template. Now it's time for D, daily Dutch situation. It's time to practice. You can practice with a study buddy, you can practice with a teacher to get some feedback, or practice in real life. Ask somebody out to go to a bar or the cinema. Let's see how much you've learned from this video. So let's say you want to ask your Q coworker out to go to the cinema with you. How do you do that in Dutch? And before I'm gonna tell you, please comment down below. Pause the video if needed if you need a few seconds to think about it. So how to ask your Q coworker out to go to the cinema with you. Oh, trouwens, by the way, don't forget to subscribe and check out these videos.